critical control number 2, which is, what's actually loaded up on those systems? What's enabled? What kinds of ports do we have open, for example? What kinds of services are locally able to be assessed, and what versions do they have in place? If we can associate potentially things like privileges in use or the use of particular user accounts or credentials, that's huge and can significantly add to our understanding of the environment, but that takes a little bit of a closer look where we have to get down onto the system in some way to really be able to kind of quantify that and be able to chronicle it over time too. But very useful if you can get it. Looking at application inventory, so you can assess these during scans, and this might be useful information. Again, I think it really depends on your environment and what's important to you. A lot of organizations may not go to this level of depth, but if you can get things like app names, especially web applications, you might want header information, certain header attributes, particularly if you have custom attributes that you've added that you want to make sure are being projected appropriately. Credentials, again, server types and versions, and then potentially even things like error messages or conditions and encryption in use. If those are discovered during the course of a scan, that's not necessarily stuff that you would normally put as part of an inventory, but can be useful nonetheless, especially if, for example, I had one client that had some very, very customized error messages that they wanted to ensure were actually being presented, and for a number of different reasons, they would actually include kind of a yes or no indicator as part of their app inventories when they did scans to make sure that those were showing up as they wanted them to. So, I mean, again, you may have those cases under certain circumstances.